you, Tristan. What makes CONCACAF teams, the Mexican teams, different? Like only 3 MLS teams have ever won the Nations Cup in front. So I'm just wondering what your thoughts are on what makes them different than, say, MLS competition.
Yeah, I think if you just look at the leagues themselves, MLS is different than the Mexican League. I think they bring a lot of intensity and a little bit more of an edge, I would say, than most MLS teams. But I think, especially through preseason and coming into the games this year, we've showed that we have that bit of an edge as well, and I think we're going to have a good match going into it. Everybody's looking forward to the game and looking to match the intensity that they bring, especially at home. So.
Coach, are you able to provide an update on the 5 injured Whitecaps players?
Yes. Maybe it's not going to be that precise, but I can. Let's start with Björn, and it's actually day by day, but it's he got a bruise on his thigh, and it hasn't progressed as fast as we hoped for, but we have to see. Ryan Gold is getting better. I think it's going to be a couple of weeks still. Sam looks as if he is going to be training with the team later on this week, or hopefully beginning next week. Pumas dislocated his shoulder, and but he's better than he expected himself. It's not the first time for him, so we hope that it won't last that long. It will be. I expect him to be in the squad either this weekend or next week in Mexico. And then Matthias, it's a pulled hamstring, and he'll be out for weeks. How many? We don't know.
Tristan, I understand the team's going to be missing a handful of players tomorrow. How key and how strong has the team's depth been this year? How important is it to rely on it tomorrow, but also on the weekend as well?
Yeah, it's extremely important for everybody to be ready when their name's called, and I think we've done a really good job this year so far in games of showing our depth, and everyone's extremely confident. Whoever's on the pitch, we're going to get the job done. So.
Jesper, the game on Saturday against Toronto started again this kind of busy period. What did you learn from the first busy period that is helping you to prepare for this, 4 games in the next week and a half?
Yeah, well, we have to trust that everybody is ready, and that we have a good squad. It's not about only a couple of players that has to deliver for us. Last time we had a lot of games. We played, I think, 20 different players in the starting lineups over the course of a couple of weeks. So we know that whoever we bring on the pitch, we trust them, and everybody is ready to go. Then we have some unfortunate players that are injured that can go, and but we'll have plenty of resources to be able to compete in this competition as well. We also learned that of course it's tough, and people have to. We also have to be a little bit smart about how we do and how we look at things. Also, maybe rotating players. So that's also a thing we learned. And then finally, of course, we're just happy to be still alive in this competition. There's only 8 teams left. It's a privilege to be among the 8 teams that plays the CONCACAF, the last bit of the CONCACAF. That's something we should enjoy and look forward to. It's big games for us. We're up against great opponents now. So it's not unknown territory for the club, but it's not usual territory, so we should just be embracing the moment and put everything in it.
Interesting, building off that, obviously the win against Monterrey was historic for the team, and now you guys are going to quarterfinals facing Pumas with potentially even bigger teams to kind of play if you guys continue the competition. How is it for you managing those emotions and the excitement in playing and going deep into this kind of competition?
Yeah, I think, like you said, it's not familiar territory for the club, but we're going to embrace every moment. And like I said earlier, throughout the year we've shown what we can do as a team no matter who's on the field. And I think now the experience that we've built as a team and as a collective is going to start to show in these bigger games, and you're going to see that. Players have to step up, especially the players that have been in bigger games than others. And yeah, like I said, we're looking forward to this experience. Very excited for the first game at home tomorrow. So.
Jesper, you played two very difficult series against Prisa and Monterrey. What are you expecting are going to be the challenges against Pumas?
Yeah, some of the same. I would say it's a little bit different style from what we used to play up against in the MLS, and we know the team. It's different from Monterrey. When you look at how they approach things, they're a little bit more physical, play with a little higher intensity, but it's still they have very good players. They have some great individual players that can do something special. And that's obvious what we have to look for. But also we have to rely on ourselves and our strength. That's what we have to do, because if we can't, beat them on our strength, then we will not be able to beat them. That's where we have to beat them. So we also have a great belief in ourselves, and I also think that the experience we got against Monterrey also showed everybody that we can compete here.
And for Tristan, what are your key defensive priorities against Pumas?
Yeah, don't let them score. I mean, it's easy to say that. No, it's a lot of hard work. But we've worked a lot as a defensive unit this year on our goals, and every week we meet and we talk about things we can continue to work on. And yeah, obviously you don't want them to score, but limit as many chances as they can, create. They have great players, but we're very confident in ourselves and what we're going to be able to do. So.
Tristan, what are your thoughts on the away goal rule?
What do you mean?
Well, some people are for it, some people think that they should get rid of it. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's something I can't really control, so it is what it is. But yeah, every competition has its own rules and whatnot. But yeah, I'm not too bothered about it. I just want to win. So.
Jesper, Tristan talked about players stepping up. What have you seen from Isaac Bomar in the playing time he's had this year that would maybe give you confidence should he have an opportunity?
Yeah, he has. First of all, he's done well in the preseason and in training sessions. That's why people are given the chance. And Isaac is definitely a goalkeeper that can, also for the future, and a great keeper. And of course he did well in the first 2 rounds here, and has done very well when he's gotten the opportunity to play. So I think it's natural that when you have the opportunity, that you also change on the goalkeeper position, because otherwise, all of a sudden you haven't played for half a season or something, and then you have to be able to perform. So when the opportunity is there, then it's good, and then you have to show that you're ready, and Isaac's shown that. We were happy for the away rule last time we played.
That's the answer we're looking for.
Jesper, in a similar situation, Pumas are finding themselves in compared to Monterrey in the league, not doing quite as well as maybe historically they have done. Does form matter in these kind of competitions going into it, especially given that they lost to Monterrey the weekend after you guys eliminated them?
But that's always speculation. Sometimes you have struggles in your domestic league, and then this is a place where you can play more freely. So we've seen that also in with other teams. So now all of a sudden they actually save energy for this competition. So it can be an advantage for us. It can also be a little bit of a disadvantage. Sometimes you meet teams that are high flying in the domestic league, and then they start focusing even more because they maybe compete for a championship there, and you really don't know. It's mostly speculation. We know the team well, and we know that it's good players and a good team. So I will not go in. I will not go that direct and say, yeah, that's great for us, and then we will play a good team no matter what tomorrow.
Interesting. How much is momentum in these kind of busy periods? Obviously, you had the loss against Chicago at home, but then you got a tough draw in tough conditions against Toronto. Now with so many games, how important is that to kind of set off in a good moment?
No, momentum in sports is huge. But I also think, like Jesper says, some teams focus on other tournaments and challenges more so than the league. And I think, we lost the game against Chicago. We got the tie, a hard tie, against Toronto. But I think the feeling around the group is very good. I've said it a million times, and since getting into this conversation, how confident we are going into this. But yeah, momentum is huge in sports. You obviously want the things to be going in the right way for your team and yourself, and we're looking to build that momentum starting tomorrow. So.
Good. Hard.
Will there be any players signed to a short-term agreement for the game tomorrow, Coach?
Yeah, I'd have to get familiar with the rules. You think if we have some internally?
Yeah,
Maybe
like a call up.
Yeah.
Yeah, call up. Yeah, there will be. Mark O'Neill, so yeah, he'll be called up for tomorrow. It's not a secret for me, at least. Is it? Is it? No.
It's honestly.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Any final questions? Great.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it, guys.